To molly the safe plant, I can come here, aim right about here. There's a white line, a little bump on it, and then just above and left of that a little bit. No lower than that, otherwise it'll pop too high. Aiming right here, back up, jump throw for a nade. That's pretty decent also. This molly is perfect like 90% of the time, just like this. 10% of the time it'll leave a spot here where this guy wouldn't be on fire. So if that's where the nade, or that's where the bomb's planted, maybe try this one instead. Or, I mean, you can throw this one anytime. That works pretty decent. And to molly the BackSite, just aiming right here at the peak of the roof and then up a little bit. And just step forward a touch. And we'll perfectly spread back there every time. Always be really nice spread. And for a nade, I'm usually just aiming like that and just touch forward a little bit just so I can bank it off this thing and hit a bunch of stuff pretty good. Okay, for flashing myself around this side, aim here, somewhere around there, peek around that like that, or aim just below the top of this board, somewhere around there is perfect. Same thing, peek over here, just to compare what they hit. Gonna flash most everything looking my way as I come around that corner. Okay, on to the better flashes. Do the same thing from here or here. Just aim right here. From this side, I aim right between these two leaves, right in that spot right there is perfect. And from this side, I'm aiming at the bottom middle of this yellow flower down here. Right there. So aim there. I can peek this however I want because it pops up top of there. And just to show it. It's not going to flash anybody if they're really close like this. But if they're back a little further, like back here, now they're going to be flashed. And anywhere else back here. This is all, everybody here is going to be flashed. Over here, just up until they get to about this point here, close to that wall. And I can do the same flash from here. Aim in there. And I can even peek out this way because it still doesn't flash me. Peek any way I want. Okay, on to a couple ways to smoke CT real quick. From here, just crouch, aim right in the middle of this black spot right there. Right about there is perfect. Nice and quick and easy. Gonna bounce off the right part of the street. And should block this off pretty good. Just fine. Same thing from up here, except now I'm standing and I'm aiming just to the right of that black spot, so right about there. Just to the right a little bit, just like that is good. Perfect. For mini pit, if it's a safe plant, just aim somewhere around here and jump throw and follow up with a flash like this. I'll show that later, I guess. It's going to always spread to all this area here for the safe plant. And that flash is like a one-way. It won't flash me, but flashes everything except for over here, which is mollied. And along the very back wall, way back here. Just a couple of, you can just molly it by aiming above here. Now it's 1 and 2 throw. Make sure you release them at the correct time because you could screw it up. But that's fine. Okay. So just a simple aiming about there for the molly and the nade. And follow up with a flash, aiming about there, no further. This molly just gets in here, which is fine. That's all you need. But if you wanted it to spread a little better, you can do jump throws. this little triangle off to the right of it for the molly, at the bottom of it for the nade. Molly, nade. Just better better placement on these. Like you get better spread with the molly, and the nade's a little nicer. I'll show those other two flashes again. The first flash, I'm crouching, I'm aiming to the right of this blue stuff, right about there at the bottom. That one. And this one I'm just aiming right at the end of this white line. No further to the right. And one more flash. I'm crouching, aim just underneath this thing above the balcony there. Just so it kicks it off the balcony and it pops over top of my head as I'm coming out of here. Flashing just about anybody watching that angle. And just a smoke CT, just slide back until I can see the corner of that weathering on the bottom right of the window. Just aiming there. Nice and easy. To molly or nade the safe plant, I come here where I can just see this arrow past the wall. Anywhere around there is good enough to get me the correct angle to bounce off this pillar here, which gives me really nice placement of the nade and the molly. The only problem with the molly is it's very, very rarely might not spread to this one spot here. I'm talking like 1 in 20 times. If that's something you're worried about, because that's where the bomb's planted, you can just come back a little further, aim a little further to the right, and just get it past the pillar if you want. And that works fine too. For the BackSite, I got to come to at least where I can see past this box to get the correct angle for the molly. For the nade, I don't need to be on such a wide angle. I can throw it a little sharper because I kind of like bouncing off that box there for better placement. I kind of like this placement better. Although you can obviously send it on the same path as the molly and stick it in that corner. Okay, some of these flashes, I just show them, and then I'll put a link in the description that explains how to do them in better detail. Nothing really special with these. They're just quick ways to get into the site. Flash most of the spots that are looking my way, but not this back corner here. So if that's where the bomb's planted, maybe try a different one, like this one here. Aim in there, shift walk, move forward a little bit, and mouse 2 jump throw. This one pop flashes everything over here, and it hits this guy back here too. Pop flash. Okay, moving on to the Skybox pop flashes. Come to here, aim here, no higher than that. And that'll do pretty good for most of these spots. Do the same thing here from the bench. Well, not the same thing, but close enough. No higher than the height of this rafter there, so about like that. Not as perfect for this guy, but still hits everything else. And one last way I do that is come to this barrel, move to the right till I can see this arrow, and then I just aim right about here, just to the right of that hole, that mark right there, right about there. So I come to my spot, and then I quickly do my thing, come right in. Yeah, it's flat. If you throw it properly, it'll flash most everything here, not this guy, but and not everything in this corner, but most things. And one last flash. I crouch and I throw it like this, and just peek it really narrowly. My aim is right here. I'm aiming just above this pointed bit here and the shadow line, in between them, and then up a tiny bit right there. Wait a second and then peek it. And this is another pop flash for this guy here and over here. But this one doesn't get this back corner. Yeah, that's that stuff.